Hello, welcome back to Marta from Sparta. Today in my living room. Why? Not because we're gonna have coffee chat. I am actually having water with lemon, it's very early. But because we're gonna talk about the recent trend, obviously, which is everywhere. We cannot escape it. You're closing the door and it's walking in through your window. You're gonna close your window, it's going in through your chimney. It's just literally everywhere. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about this beautiful sheer clothing and lace. It's everywhere. It's in a home decor, shoes, clothing, you name it. It's everywhere. Laces and this beautiful, whimsical and light look, we can't escape it. So let's talk about it. Why it's worth to address it? Because I think it's gonna stick around. I know the winter is coming and I know the cold weather is coming, which kind of doesn't go with a lace and something very sheer and very kind of coldish, but you can layer it up. You can decorate your house using lace, the tablecloths or placemats. There's so many gorgeous accessories for the house and for you. Hair bows, shoes accessories. There is many ways to address this trend in a winter. Even I'm wearing vest right now, I could wear like a lace layer under. So, because I think this trend will stick around, and I love you guys so much, and I really love making videos. Please be prepared that we will talk about it for a while. And because my huge commitment to this channel and I love upscaling and saving and show you guys how to stay on trend but keep your bank account happy, I am willing to sacrifice something dear to me to actually show you how to create super fun pieces of wardrobe using the stuff which you already probably have at home. So, in the name of fashion, drums please, I'm sacrificing this for you. We're gonna use my braid to create something super fun. And since I decided that I'm gonna sacrifice this beautiful lace drapes in the name of fashion and for you guys, please be prepared that we're gonna do multiple videos and we're gonna talk about the lace for a while, and we're gonna create a lot of fun projects using just this one drape. Yes, this one, this only one piece will take us really fun. You will see how many fun stuff we are able to create using just one drape. So, we're done talking. We already know what we're doing. So let's go outside because it's gorgeous September day. Let's set up sewing machine and let's get started, okay? So we are all set outside and we're starting lace journey with something very easy. We're gonna have multiple videos to address this trend and we're gonna start super easy beginner level, and the next video gonna be a little bit more advanced sewing. So for this, what you're gonna need is a sweatshirt. I like to be a little bit oversized, and obviously you need your drapes of piece of lace which you can get in the craft store or on Amazon. I'm gonna link some ideas in Amazon in description below. I also found sweatpants which I have, and I might also try to do something fun with the sweatpants, which is also beginner's level today. They're not the same color, they're not the same thing because I bought them on different times. So as far as the pants go, sweatpants go, I will think about it. Let's focus on the sweatshirt because that was the main idea for this video. So the first thing what you need to do, you need to either print out your initials, or maybe you want to say something like it's very common that people say words like love or the team name. That's what we're going for a team kind of sports looking sweatshirt vibe. You can see inspiration images on the both sides of the screen right now, so you're gonna have general idea what we are going for. I print out it because it's easier for me. I didn't feel like drawing and I wanted to have nice, clean and even lines. So I printed out letter M, but I also printed out my year of birth. So I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use yet. And we're also gonna add some elements on our sleeves, but just if you want to. And again, this project you can do it using sewing machine, or you can hand stitch it to your sweatshirt. Either way is fine. You can also use fabric glue, which is even easier, right? Or you can use the patch maker, which basically you attach the specific fabric to the back of your lace, and you can iron it on, and it creates kind of like a very fun patch. So we're gonna try this. I have the patch maker. I didn't test it ahead of time yesterday, but we will test it live together. So let's get started. Alrighty, so the first thing we're gonna do is whatever you're choosing to put on your sweatshirt, first I recommend to cut out, and then you can actually test it on the piece of wardrobe which you are using, either if it's a t-shirt or it's a sweatshirt. Whatever you guys doing, I would recommend printing the size you think it's gonna work for you, then cut it out and then test it and place it on the sweatshirt or t-shirt and see how it's gonna look like, and if you actually like the size, or if you wanna go bigger or smaller, so they can reprint it before you're gonna cut your lace. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut my letter M because I might use it on my sweatpants. I'm already prepared for the pieces which I'm using for the number, because I'm doing the number on my sweatshirt. I'm already using I already cut out the pieces which I'm gonna be using on my sweatshirt, but this I might use on my sweatpants. What I wanted to tell you, look at, if you're doing a numbers, for example, in my case, that's number 77, you have to cut it direction, obviously, which is right when you're gonna look at your sweatshirt, because this is not like a number 8 that looks good, whichever way you're gonna actually put it on your sweatshirt. So pay attention to that. And yeah, let's get into the cutting, and then I'm gonna tell you how I like to use my fabric stiffener. And this fabric stiffener I use multiple times in multiple videos, and that's the only brand which I am using, and I'm obsessed with it, and it works every single time. It never failed me, so I can very comfortably recommend this specific one. Hopefully the video will show. If not, I'm gonna still link this one in the video description below. So let's cut the paper first, and then I'm gonna show you how I trace it into the lace, so it makes it really easy. Okay guys, we have the letter ready, and I already made sure yesterday that the size will be perfect for my sweatpants. Now what I want to say about the lace. Regardless which lace you're using, lace also have two sides. So again, if you are doing number, like for example in my case it will be number 77, make sure you're tracing it right way, right? So it's gonna face you right way and show the right number. You're not gonna get like this mirror effect that it's going to be wrong way, because every lace have good and bad side. The letter M, I'm not worrying about it, because regardless how I'm gonna cut it, it's always gonna look the same. But some letters and some numbers, you really have to pay attention to it. How I like to do it, and if you don't have this type of marker, which I totally understand, it's fine, because you don't have to, if you're not into sewing that much, you don't have to, but use the marker. And I like to actually trace it on my lace, because it's so fragile, it's so hard to keep it nice and straight. Even if you pin it, it's kind of very thin and flimsy, and it's really, really hard to cut it really nice lines. So I like to trace it, and then I will cut it with this line leading out, so the marker will never show. The marker which I am using is invisible marker, which means it will evaporate and disappear in few hours, but it's still the same concept. I'm gonna cut inside of the lines, so the markers won't show. You can use the regular marker you guys have, and don't worry about having same thing at all. And you're probably thinking why I stayed away so much from this edge, because I still want to keep this for something. You know, I like the edge, I like the scalloped edge, so I might actually use the scalloped edge for something. That's why I'm staying away from that part of my corte. So now you basically cut your design. And again, you're gonna see the marker on mine, but mine actually will disappear in a few hours anyway. But if you're using a regular marker, cut inside of the line. Yeah, my letter is really annoying to cut, but there are quite a few out there which gonna be also annoying. Probably letter E or A. Maybe A just have, no, actually A would be worse than my letter, because you have to cut the inside as well. Alrighty, and that's what we're getting. And as you see, this fabric is like very thin, and it's going to be pretty challenging, at least for me, to work with. So I use a fabric stiffener, and what happened is it became like not extremely stiff, but way stiffer. Like this one, like you see when I'm holding it, versus this one, it's way better. So how to accomplish this result instantly, right? Because everything those days is about instant gratification. I'm gonna use the old box because I don't want to make a mess here. And I'm gonna put this letter in the box because the fabric stiffener is super sticky. Just making sure we're still recording here. And what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna spray my letter with the fabric stiffener. And now we can do two things. Number one, we can leave it naturally to dry, or you can grab the iron and just iron it, and it's gonna be stiff instantly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fire up my iron in the meantime, and I'm gonna actually iron it because I might be using this letter in this video. So that's the two ways you can do it. It's also super sunny. I can leave it in the sun, but that's gonna take a few hours to get to this point. So I will just use the iron on this one and get the instant gratification. Alrighty, and that's how it's going to look like after we iron it. That's how it's gonna feel. It's amazing. Probably that's the only one I'm going to be doing because I think that I'm gonna go with the number. I like my sweatshirt to be a little bit oversized, so obviously you have to pre-wash your fabric, pre-wash your sweatshirt, especially sweatshirts and sweatpants. It's a good idea to pre-wash it. Mine, I already wore it multiple times, so it's fine. And normally I'm size small or extra small. I'm using a size medium, so it will feel a little bit more oversized. And now basically everything goes without saying. You have to place your laces wherever you want on your sweatshirt, however your placement should be. But again, remember that when you wear it, the numbers or the letters should be right way, right? Should be mirror kind of effect. So once you're gonna place it, I'm planning to pin it. And if you do not have sewing machine, you have two options. You can hand stitch it, which is also gonna look cool if you're gonna use this fun rag stitch around it, or you can use fabric glue, which is also amazing because it's a clear, so you can use the fabric glue, or you can do what I do. I'm gonna do the zigzag stitch around the edges because I have sewing machine and that's the look I am going for. So now I'm just gonna pin it and stitch it, and then we're gonna think if I want to do anything about the sleeves or not. I have kind of idea about the bottom, so I might just cut the bottom and add some lace over here, but let me think about it. Let me deal with that first. Let me just pin it and stitch it and see how's that gonna look like, and then I will think if I want to do anything else to it. Alrighty, so that's how the stitched numbers look like, and I have to say that it was pretty challenging without opening the whole sweatshirt to actually attach them this way. So I am struggling with the concept of attaching another lace on the sleeve because sleeves are very narrow, so it's going to be really, really hard to get in here with a sewing machine. But also I am also not satisfied with only the number on it. So I think I'm gonna crop the sweatshirt and I'm gonna use this part of my fabric and make like a nice ruffle on the bottom, and then I'm gonna think like, yeah, we really address the lace trend because, well, I think less is more, but I think this is like a really bare minimum, and I am not really happy because still the pink is overpowering the everything, and even though the numbers are really, really big, they still not giving me this vibe which I am looking for. And I really would like to add this on my sleeves, but I don't know logistically without the opening sleeve how I can do it. So I will sit for a minute and think about it, because if I will address the sleeves, I might not do the bottom,
or if I'm gonna do bottom, which is way easier, I'm not gonna do the sleeves. Alrighty, so my executive decision was to open sleeve just enough so I can easily go in with my sewing machine and attach the lace, because I was thinking about it, and as for now, I want to attach the lace to the sleeves. So I just open it far enough. I'm away from the armpit, just to be able to stretch the fabric just enough to attach the lace, and then just close it from the middle. So I think I'm gonna run like a one straight stitch over here, and then I want to do zigzag on top. And this is the marker which will disappear after I'm gonna spray a water on it. So I'm gonna start doing this sleeve, and hopefully it will work. And yeah, and then I'm gonna approach the second one. I measured 3 inches from the armpit, and I draw the line, so everything gonna be nice and straight and no room for error over here. So let's go, let's stitch it, let's see how it's going to look like. In the worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to rip it and close this sleeve. I didn't open the other sleeve yet because I don't wanna cause myself more work in case this idea not going to work. So I'm gonna stitch it and I'm gonna see how it's gonna come out. And then if it's gonna look great, then I will do the second one. Alrighty, so I did attach it and I closed the sleeve and it worked as I predicted. I just decided not to add additional stitch over here. I'm just gonna let it loose. So we can remove the stitches right now and see how it looks like. And I think it's better. And I think if I'm gonna make both sleeves like this, I'm gonna leave the bottom of the sweatshirt the original way. So I'm gonna make a second one, and we're gonna be done with sweatshirt. So project number 2 is super fun and easy, and also if you are kind of like a very low fashion, you will notice that this trend is popping up more and more, which means like the attachable lace corals. Girls are wearing it over t-shirts, over sweaters, over blazers, you name it. Sky is the limit, right? So basically what I did, I'm gonna use white bias tape. And this white is absolutely different than the white of the lace which I have. And if you watched my previous videos, it was my birthday video when I said I want white to match. In this case, I actually don't want white to match. I kind of want to follow the idea of like mixed metals, kind of, right? You wear silver with gold, and if you combine them nicely, they actually complement each other and look great. Same thing I want to do here. I want to have different whites to add more interest actually to this color. And what I did, I actually measure how big my neck is, and I actually went like very low. And let's say it's 14 inches, right? So I'm gonna cut the lace, which is times and a half longer than my measurement. I already did, and I finish the edges just like that. Very simple, just stitch the edges so they're nice and finished. Now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna actually cut my bias tape also time and a half long because I want to tie a bow in front. But I'm gonna make a raffle, right? And the raffle has to be exactly the size of my neck. So let's say my neck was 14 inches. I'm gonna raffle my lace on a sewing machine, which going to be the length exactly of my neck. And now I'm saying time and a half because that works for me. You can make as much raffle as you want to. You can do 3 times of the size of your neck. But just please remember, if you're gonna have a lot of raffles, you might end up like with the effect like a clown in the circus, right? You're gonna have so many raffles, it's just gonna stick so much, it's gonna look funny. So I think that time and a half, it's a perfect size and perfect amount of raffle around the neck, because you also don't want them to stick like this. You want them like very nicely lay on top of your t-shirt, on the sweatshirt, whatever you're gonna be wearing with. And then because this is gonna be times and a half, I'm gonna fold it half and find a middle, and I'm gonna attach my raffle from the middle to the both sides, so it's very nicely centered. And if my bow gonna end up being way too long, I would just cut it, right? I rather have it a little bit more than less. So since I finished the edges right now, I'm just gonna run through my sewing machine and try to go below. I think my neck was 13 inches with some extra, and just create exact size which I am talking about. And welcome to my sewing thoughts. And the sweatshirt is ready. I washed it like 7 times because the day when I was recording this video, it was so windy and something was blowing from the sky and was leaving like a marks on my sweatshirt. I don't know what it was, but I washed it. It passed the test, and definitely the drapes. I didn't iron it though. I didn't have time between recording and that. But it holds up amazing. You just have to make sure that you're doing very dense zigzag stitch so it stays. As I predicted, I wanted to leave the sleeves. In the beginning I wanted to stitch them here, but then I said, you know what, I want some kind of like they gonna stick out. If you know, like right now I don't want them to be like flat attached to my sleeve. So yeah, that works. The only part which I said when I saw you last time I am struggling with, I think I instead of having this sweatshirt this way, I think I might want to crop it, just cut it like a crop, you know. And I think that's what I might want to do, but I wanted to show you this sweatshirt before I'm actually gonna attempt to do that. If you like it, like I said, I rather have oversized, so I got size medium, which is 2 sizes up from what I'm wearing, and now it's wrinkled obviously because I was wearing it in my pants. But if you want like this for your leggings and you're one of the women which just wear it like that, it's totally fine. I think it looks amazing. You can also tuck it in, yeah, like that, right? I just have to fix my bows, sorry guys. And overall this was very easy project. I use sewing machine because I feel very comfortable using sewing machine, but if you don't, I'm gonna say you can get exactly same result by just using fabric glue, right? Just use the fabric glue or use the patch maker, which are available on Amazon, which means you're gonna cut out your shape and then you're gonna iron on the patch and then you're gonna iron on your shirt. So there is like different sellers which provide this on Amazon. So as far as overall how I like it, I love it, and I think I wear more like a sportswear and casual wear, but like a nice casual because my lifestyle. So I think this is nice way to address the trend and still feel comfortable and don't totally force myself to wear something which I normally wouldn't wear. So I think it's a fun idea if you are one of those women which are just wear nice casual every single day because of your lifestyle. I think this is one of the fun ways to address this trend without giving up, you know, like your lifestyle. Like I'm not gonna wear a lace dress because that's not gonna fit my lifestyle and what I am actually doing every single day. So let me show you the other accessories also which I made and the sweatpants. So I'll be right back. Now here, that's the color which I told you I'm gonna be making, which is also trending everywhere, and I'm showing you a few examples on the both sides of the screen. What I can already tell from mine, that 8 inches were too long. I think I'm gonna cut it out from the bias tape and I'm gonna make it shorter. I want it to be more like over here than over there. But there's multiple different sizes and lengths that girls are wearing, and I'm gonna show you in a few minutes what I was actually thinking about wearing with it. And I really love this style, and it was so easy to make. It was just piece of bias tape and leftover of my cording. But again, I think I'm gonna like it for myself better this much, which is very easy fix. I'm just gonna literally cut it out and attach the bias tape, and I'm gonna be all done. And I think I would feel more comfortable with this because I think I have petite frames, so that one might be too big. But as you see on the both sides of the screen, when you see the slideshow of this style, girls are wearing it multiple different ways, and I love this style. And I told you in a video that I love mixing white because I think it does add something extra to it. So generally love the trend, and I just don't like my choice about the length. So this was 8 inches, and I think I'm gonna cut it half to 4 inches, and I think I'm gonna be super stoked about 4 inches. Yeah, just like that, perfect. As far as the sweatpants goes, as you see on the both sides on the screen, I decided to try something which I'm constantly seeing on the Instagram, like attaching a patch like exactly this one, and then cutting out the back of the fabric in order to create this very, very sheer effect. And oh my goodness, I tried it on my sweatpants because I didn't want to have sheer here on my sweatshirt, because then I'm gonna have to think what to wear underneath in order to, you know, like you see, like what I'm gonna wear underneath in order to not see my bra, right? I don't want to have this issue. So I decided to do it on my sweatpants, as you guys see on my tie over here, which it just shows my skin. And it's such a super fun and easy way to upscale your old sweatpants and do something super fun. And we use the lace because this is trending right now. So we also introduced, we not only upscaled our old sweatpants, but we also introduced new trend in super fun way. And again, I did it on the sweatpants because I wear more nice casual clothes every day. So sweatpants for me are perfect. And these were like my old sweatpants. They were not ruined or anything, but you know, they were just boring pink. So I thought they're gonna be super perfect for this project, and it was so easy to that. As far, oops, that's the debris from the rain is falling on me right now, which is super fun because it's getting warmer and warmer. So this is not the rain, guys. It's just debris from the woods falling. That was a nice surprise. So what I wanted to say is I love the sweatpants, but they were just like boring, plain pink sweatpants, nothing really extraordinary about them. And it was really fun to upscale them, and actually upscale them using this new trend. I don't know if I can upscale them again for another trend, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say never, because I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I'm gonna add something to it which will be trending next year, and I'm gonna upscale them again. But I'm glad I can reuse them, and I'm glad I can be excited again to wear them, because they were in my closet and I was like, you know, pink sweatpants, what's a big deal? So I hope you guys like this project, and as I warned you, because we sacrificed my curtains, we're gonna do one more project using curtains, because I just want to use just this one, and one curtain is enough for 2 projects. So the next video also gonna be super fun, but the next video, guys, it will be advanced level. So please be prepared to get your sewing machine out, because it's gonna be absolutely a lot of sewing, and it will be advanced sewing with a very fragile fabric. So I hope you guys enjoyed this idea, and if you're a casual girl, I hope you're gonna do it. Just get the fabric glue, just cut your curtains, cut your tablecloth, and just do it, because it's super fun, and it was so easy. It took me just like an hour to make it. So thank you so much for watching again, and I'm gonna see you the next week. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.